The Donald a global earthquake? Yo, America, remember Trump? The man who turned the political world upside down with his unconventional style and unpredictable moves? Yeah, that guy. Orange tan, tiny hands, Twitter fingers that could launch 1,000 nuclear missiles. His tweets were like presidential decrees, shaking up the global stage with every 280-character blast. His presidency? Wild ride, man. Global politics felt like a reality show gone wrong. Every day was a new episode, filled with drama, suspense, and unexpected plot twists. Leaders around the world were on edge, trying to predict his next move. And India? Yeah, we felt the tremors too. The ripple effects of his policies and statements reached our shores, impacting our economy, our politics, and our daily lives. Trump's America First mantra? It sent shockwaves through the world. It was a clear message that the U.S. was going to prioritize its own interests, no matter the cost to its allies or the global order. Trade wars, immigration crackdowns, the whole 9 yards. His policies disrupted global supply chains, affected international trade agreements, and sparked protests both at home and abroad. Let's break it down, Desi style. How did Trump's presidency impact us here in India? What were the real-world consequences of his America First approach? Now, India and the U.S., we've got history. Our relationship has been a mix of cooperation and competition, friendship and friction. We've had our ups and downs, but we've always managed to find common ground. We're both democracies, kind of chaotic, but hey, who isn't? Our political systems may be messy, but they reflect the diverse and dynamic nature of our societies. We've been building this whole strategic partnership thing. Over the years, we've worked together on defense, trade, and technology. We've shared resources, knowledge, and expertise to tackle common challenges. You know, sharing intel, fighting terrorism, the whole shebang. Our collaboration has made both our countries safer and more secure. We've stood by each other in times of crisis and celebrated each other's successes. But then Trump came in all like, America first. His approach was a game changer. It forced us to rethink our strategies and adapt to a new reality. And suddenly things got complicated, like really complicated. The established norms and agreements were thrown into question. We had to navigate a more uncertain and unpredictable international landscape. Our businesses had to adjust to new trade policies, our students faced visa uncertainties, and our diplomats had to work overtime to maintain strong ties with the U.S. The impact was felt across various sectors, from agriculture to technology. Every industry had to deal with the fallout of Trump's policies. It was a challenging time, but it also pushed us to innovate and find new solutions. Despite the challenges, our leaders continued to engage in dialogue and negotiations. They worked hard to ensure that the India-U.S. relationship remained strong and resilient, and in the end, we emerged stronger. The experience taught us valuable lessons about resilience, adaptability, and the importance of maintaining strong international partnerships. The global earthquake that was Trump's presidency may have shaken us, but it didn't break us. First up, trade. Trump, he loved a good tariff. He slapped them on China, Mexico, even our boy Justin Trudeau up in Canada. And India? Yeah, we got hit too. See, we have this thing called a value-added tax, or VAT. It's like a sales tax, but more confusing. Trump's tariffs didn't play nice with VAT. Indian exports, they got more expensive. American consumers, they felt the pinch too. It was a lose-lose situation, except for maybe the tariff collectors, but nobody likes those guys. Next, let's talk about immigration. Remember those H-1B visas? Yeah, the ones that let skilled workers, especially tech wizards from India, come to the US and build cool stuff. These visas have been a lifeline for many, allowing them to bring their expertise and innovation to American soil. But then came Trump, not a fan. He tightened the screws on H-1B visas, making it harder to get in and stay in. The process became more stringent, the scrutiny more intense, and the rejections more frequent. It wasn't just a policy change, it was a seismic shift. This was a big deal. For many tech companies, these skilled workers are the backbone of innovation and progress. The restrictions created a ripple effect, causing anxiety and uncertainty among professionals and businesses alike. Indian techies? We're everywhere in Silicon Valley. From startups to tech giants, our presence is significant. We are the coders, the developers, the engineers who keep the tech world spinning. We built your apps, coded your websites, and probably fixed your Wi-Fi a few times. Our contributions are woven into the fabric of the tech industry. Without us, many of the conveniences you enjoy today might not exist. But Trump's policies, they made it harder for us to work and live in the US. The uncertainty forced many to reconsider their future in America. Families were disrupted, careers were put on hold, and dreams were deferred. And that hurt both our economies. The U.S. lost out on talent and innovation, while India saw a brain drain reversal. The economic impact was felt on both sides, with businesses struggling to fill critical roles and maintain their competitive edge. The tech talent squeeze is real, and its effects are far-reaching. But hey, it wasn't all bad. Trump and Modi, they actually got along pretty well. Both strong men, not afraid to speak their minds. They bonded over their love of, well, themselves mostly. But hey, whatever works, right? This bromance actually led to some positive developments in defense cooperation. The U.S. started selling more weapons to India, drones, helicopters, the whole military buffet. We even started doing more joint military exercises, so, on the defense front, things were actually looking up. Section 5, America First India, somewhere. But then there was the whole America First thing. It was like Trump's favorite catchphrase. He used it for everything. Trade deals, America First. Foreign policy, America First. Ordering a pizza, you guessed it, America First. This created a lot of uncertainty for India. Were we still friends? Were we rivals? Were we just two ships passing in the night, both trying to figure out what the hell Trump was going to tweet next? Section 6, Modi on the move damage control diplomacy. Now Modi, he's no slouch. He's a savvy politician, knows how to play the game. He realized that dealing with Trump required a special touch, so he did what any good diplomat would do. He flattered him, he praised him, he even gave him a hug, and you know what? It kind of worked. Trump seemed to soften his stance on India a bit. He even visited India in 2020, where he was greeted with huge crowds and a whole lot of fanfare. Section 7, the diaspora dilemma, caught in the crossfire. But let's not forget about the Indian diaspora in America. This community, vibrant and diverse, has been an integral part of the American fabric for decades. They have contributed immensely to the economy, culture, and social landscape of the country. We're talking millions of people, many of them American citizens, who were caught in the crossfire of Trump's policies. His rhetoric on immigration, often harsh and unyielding, created ripples of anxiety and fear among these communities. His travel bans targeting Muslim-majority countries were particularly alarming. Although these bans were not directly aimed at the Indian community, the broader implications were felt deeply. It created a climate of fear and uncertainty. Families were left wondering if they would be able to reunite with their loved ones. Students were anxious about their future, and professionals were concerned about their job security. And let's be real, some of that rhetoric was laced with Islamophobia. The fear-mongering and divisive language did not just affect Muslims. It cast a shadow over anyone who looked different or had a name that sounded foreign. It didn't matter if you were a Hindu, a Sikh, a Christian, or whatever. The lines of religious identity blurred in the face of such broad-stroke policies and rhetoric. If you had brown skin and a funny-sounding name, you were suddenly suspect. The heightened scrutiny at airports, the increased racial profiling, and the general atmosphere of suspicion made daily life challenging for many Indian Americans. They found themselves explaining their identity, their faith, and their loyalty to a country they called home. This chapter in American history serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of acceptance and the ease with which fear can erode the sense of belonging for entire communities. Section 8, Beyond the Bottom Line, Values and Visions. See, the thing about the U.S. India relationship is that it's about more than just dollars and cents. It's about shared values, about democracy, about freedom. And Trump's presidency, it put a strain on those values. His attacks on the media, his cozying up to dictators, his disregard for democratic norms, it made a lot of Indians uncomfortable. We were like, yo, America, this isn't the friend we signed up for. Section 9. The Trump Effect, a Lasting Legacy. So what's the final verdict on the Trump effect on India? Well, it's complicated. There were ups and downs, wins and losses. On the one hand, defense cooperation grew, and the U.S.-India relationship survived, albeit a little bruised. But on the other hand, Trump's trade wars, immigration policies, and America First rhetoric created a lot of uncertainty and tension. Only time will tell what the long-term impact of his presidency will be. But one thing's for sure, it was a wild ride. Peace out.